You're now listening to All Hog Sports, covering all Arkansas Razorback sports, such as football, basketball, baseball, and much more. Now, here's your host for today's show, Sam Stimson.
So this Saturday at Bud Walton Arena, 3 p.m., Arkansas takes on the number 16 ranked Tennessee Volunteers. Razorbacks come in at number 23 in that same AP poll. Now, Tennessee is highly ranked in a lot of metric systems. Their defense has been incredible. Ranked number 4th in the nation in KenPom, this defense has highly efficient ways of creating turnovers and getting steals. They're number 3 in the nation in the steal percentage, number 7 in turnover percentage. They play really uptight in their opponent's face. They also limit teams' shooting ability naturally as well, especially from 2 and closer, to line and such. They do a good job of defending without fouling too. They don't really give their other teams a lot of chances to go to the free throw line and such. They block a good amount of shots. Their defense is overall just really physical and effective for Tennessee. Now, one of the better defenders for Tennessee is definitely Josiah Jordan-James. He averages 8.8 points per game, but on the defensive side, he's been really good, 1.5 steals per game. Now, leading this team, probably the most skilled player would be Kenny Chandler. Kenny Chandler likely going to be one of the top picks in the upcoming NBA draft. He's averaging 13.3 points per game with 3.2 rebounds per game and 4.9 assists. You'll be seeing him run a lot of shooting guard and point guard for Tennessee. He's really effective on defense too, being the steal leader on this team. This is a guy that Arkansas is going to have to guard heavily and watch out for when he's guarding the Arkansas guards. Now, on offense for Tennessee, they've been better than years past. Tennessee, I feel like, has struggled in some years to have, good offenses, but this is one of, I'd say, Rick Barnes' better teams in terms of, the offensive side and being more balanced than they normally are. Offensively, they average 74.4 points per game, which is really good, limiting teams to 63 points per game. They shoot 44% from the field. They have a lot of assists, though, in that offense. Now, if you look at the starting rotation for Tennessee, the line you'll see the most out of is Ziegler, the point guard. He's been running a lot of point with Kennedy Chandler, also playing some time on ball. Kennedy Chandler playing shooting guard at times as well. Vescovi at shooting forward, Jordan-James at power forward, and then Fulkerson at center. Also, outside of Fulkerson, they've got Plasvic, who plays a good amount for them. He also plays some time around the 4 position when Fulkerson subs in and such. But this Tennessee team has a lot of really skilled players outside of, just those top guys I mentioned. Some of the guys to watch out, though, on offense include Fulkerson, 7.8 points per game. Justin Powell, 4.5 points per game. If you remember him, he played for Auburn last year, played against Arkansas. Overall, though, this Tennessee team brings a lot of their issues on defense. Arkansas will definitely have to be a lot better than they normally are in terms of controlling the ball, controlling the tempo, because of that high turnover percentage. Now, flipping it over to your Arkansas Razorbacks. On offense, Arkansas has been better about turnovers, but they still have some times where the team will easily go for 17-plus turnovers in a single game. Their percentage on the season sits at 17.4%. They've done better within recent weeks, especially with J.D. Notae. Now, out of the last 9 out of 10 games, there's been a fair amount of games where J.D. Notae gets in foul trouble, but you'll see as he plays tougher opponents and gets into foul trouble, Arkansas really hurts from it. Arkansas has had struggles at point guard this year, and it was kind of who's going to step in that spot outside of Devo Davis, J.D. Notae, and then Chris Likes. Likes and Devo have not been able to really play that point enough to start, and Notae has. Notae's also done fantastic outside of being that leading point guard. Notae averaging 3.5 assists per game. He's not like a true point guard, but he's definitely done the job that certifies his Arkansas team. Chris Likes, though, when he comes in off the bench, he's got to be better on shot selection, making smart shots, making smart passes. Both of those kind of go within each other. He's been kind of getting more playing time as Note gets into foul trouble, but Devo's been playing off ball mostly. I think that's the best move given his current standing with his handles and such like that. But Devo's been able to shoot the three-pointer this year well, which has been added a good amount to his game. But for Arkansas, you'll see a lot of that big lineup. Note, Tony, Amude, Wade, Williams. Assuming that everybody stays out of foul trouble, you'll see that a lot. And then you'll see Devo sub in for Wade a good amount too. Wade has been struggling before the Missouri game, and it looks like he finally got back on track to get things rolling. But guys, Tony had a bit of an off game against Missouri. He had like 4 fouls in 6 minutes. I don't expect that to happen again. Main thing, though, for this Arkansas group is your 5, which would be Note, Tony, Amude, Wade, Williams, and then the 3 extra guys, Likes, Devo, and then Kamani Johnson. You can't getting into too much foul trouble. Like, Arkansas cannot be consistently having situations where, Amude's out of the game and Note's playing with 4. Like, that's just going to be hard for Arkansas to really respond as a team and play that tight level of defense they have. I mean, Arkansas's gotten to the point where they can go and tell teams, hey, that we can beat you by just playing defense. Arkansas's been playing fantastic on the defensive side this year. They're forcing turnovers, getting to the offensive boards to create opportunities. They've been, out rebounding other teams effectively, boxing out. It's something that has gone, I guess, a little less in the Auburn game, but it seems like Arkansas kind of got back to, their old ways there. Arkansas overall, though, their defense is one of the best in the nation, and they've got to play like it. They've got to guard without fouling and, really try to create turnovers and create those second chance points, because Arkansas can create a good amount of turnovers. We did against Alabama, but we didn't create them to second chance points. And creating turnovers doesn't mean anything if you're not going to score. So Arkansas has to score just flat out. I'd say Arkansas needs to get up, 65 or more points in this game if they want to win. And that can be tough when you're facing, defensive-minded teams like Tennessee. Both of these teams, though, really defensive-minded, but metrically, Tennessee has the better defense and offense. However, you look at Arkansas, and they're playing at Bud Walton Arena, one of the hardest places to play in the entire country as an opposing team. Now, I've got Arkansas winning this game at home 67-65. I think the power of Bud Walton Arena is greatly going to impact this game. We really underestimate how loud fans can get in college basketball to help a team, I think, sometimes, and especially in free throws, defense, and things like that. I think it's hard to leave Bud Walton with the win here. But what I do think Arkansas does on the court to get this win, I think J.D. Note plays a lot smarter and stays out of foul trouble. Team has been working on him, playing better defense without fouling with the towel over the head drill that I was talking about earlier. I think J.D. Note has a nice game, puts up around 15-plus points. I think Amude also feeds offensively. He's been fantastic last few games for Arkansas. If Williams can get to that double-double mark or near it, same thing there. I mean, if really Arkansas has J.D. play like he normally does, Amude play like he normally does, Williams play like he normally does, and then somebody off the bench or off the other starting 5 like Tony, Wade, Kamani, Devo, or Likes steps up, at least 2 or 3 of those guys, Arkansas is going to win a lot of games. I mean, Arkansas has guys who can easily play 30 minutes plus. So I think Arkansas, number 1, take care of the rock. You've got to play smart basketball, limit turnovers. Number 2, you've got to make those easy shots around the basket, something that Arkansas really struggled with against Alabama. Number 3, I think you have to, still play that defensive intensity that you're used to, but I think you also have to score a bit more than normal when you're playing really good defense like Tennessee's. The main thing for Arkansas here, though, is defend like they have been, but then also you got to excel on the offensive side, which makes it really nice that Arkansas has a home game here. Now, I'll be recapping this game on Monday's episode, so make sure to check it in. But for now, signing off, Woo Pig Suey.
That's all for today's episode of All Hog Sports with Sam Stimson. Make sure to stay tuned for the next episode covering all Arkansas Razorback sports. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe and leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on social media too. On Twitter and Instagram at All Hog Sports Pod. Like on Facebook at All Hog Sports and Arkansas Razorbacks Podcast. And on YouTube at that same name. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode. Go Hogs!